Welcome back to Patterson Properties. Hopefully, you guys having a great and exceptional day. All right, so the real estate market has been very crazy for the last 5 years since the great, beautiful pandemic of 2020. Needless to say that affordable housing hasn't been available lately. And developers have been, real estate developers have been building mostly luxury apartments and townhomes. I've talked about this on multiple occasions in most major metropolitan cities. So the article that I read the other day talks about the best cities to purchase real estate in. But let us not forget that cities that are considered to be overpriced and not as affordable as it used to be are the cities that a lot of people went to in real big droves during the pandemic lockdown. Cities like Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, the whole area is just on fire. Experts are calling it the top real estate market for 2026, and honestly, I can see why. Huge companies are moving in, expanding, and they expect millions of more people to call this place home by 2030. For any investor that means more renters and more buyers down the line. It's a sure bet for appreciation. And I've seen it in places like Dallas, Houston, Texas, Austin, Texas. Mainly Austin and Dallas are the ones that have been blowing up specifically during the pandemic. And like I said, a lot of companies have just been moving there. They love, Texas. They love it or hate it. It's a business-friendly state. It's a state that's on the side of business before it's on the side of working people. So go for it. Nashville, Tennessee. City that I'm actually looking forward to checking out this year if I have the opportunity. I wanted to go I spent like an hour or two in the airport last year or 3. And it seems like Nashville's a vibe, so I'm definitely gonna check it out. And it's only like an hour and a half from where I live at in the DMV area. But it has been a consistent performer. Its economy is really strong and diverse, hitting up everything from healthcare and tech to music industry. It's practically always in the top tier for how much property values go up over time. And this is no shade towards Tennessee and whatnot. The only downside to the South, living in the South, is the summers there can be hellish, just like the winters in the Midwest can be hellish. So that's the one thing I can say about living in the DMV area. The winter's usually not that bad, even though this winter was bad. And the summers aren't that bad, which feels like the summer might be bad. But we'll see what happens. Austin, Texas, which is a nice city I've had the pleasure of visiting back in 2022. While Austin's prices aren't skyrocketing like they did during the pandemic craze, it's still a place where a really solid tech industry. Lots of people are still moving there from more expensive coastal cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, specifically New York City. And if you're looking to hold on, Arizona, Seattle, Washington, Portland, Oregon, places like that. Lots of people are still moving there from more expensive coastal cities. And if you're looking to hold on to property for a long time, Austin is a smart choice for appreciation. And that's something to look into. And like I said, if you can stand the heat, 'cause a lot of people have left Austin because they can't stand the summers in Austin, Texas. And then, of course, from a lot of locals say the downside of living in Austin, Texas, period, is because there's no income state tax. They have a thing called personal property taxes on homes, which every house in every state does. And with that being said, they make up the difference in people paying higher personal property taxes. So a lot of people left Austin because they don't like paying a higher personal property taxes and they don't like the summertime. And it's just, like I said, you got to be able to take the weather. Especially if you're a person who lived in California, where California has a lot of issues. One of my favorite states, just got back from Sacramento. But let's keep it real. California has a lot of issues when it comes to the local government. When it comes to the local government and high taxes and outrageous cost of living, things of that nature. And during the pandemic, as they say, craze, they were locked down for the longest time as a state. So a lot of people left because they got tired of being locked down. California, New York lost a significant amount of people because of the lockdowns. But it's just one of those is what it is situations. And I was about to mention another city that's not on the curriculum, but I was talking about Austin. Because it was one of those cities that people have left, and a lot of people leaving Florida, specifically because that's what I was Florida. A lot of people leaving Florida because Florida has become too expensive. Even though there's no income state tax in Florida, people are tired of paying the high property taxes, and people are tired of paying a lot of the HOA fees, especially people who live in condos and the fees there. And then of course dealing with the hellacious hurricane seasons. So, like any other place, Florida has its ups and downs. You know, I went to Tampa Bay last year. It's not bad, but Florida's just never been my vibe. Even if I was a rich person, I would still live in California and pay the egregious taxes just because the weather there, to me, and the energy is better than Florida. Florida's not my vibe. If I lived in the deep south, I'd probably live in Atlanta, Georgia, or Houston, Texas. My personal preference. Anyways, even though I think the summers down there, they just suck, you know, but it is what it is. But then another thing is, in Florida, they've been talking about, you know, getting rid of personal property taxes. Now, it's a lot of talk. If it will actually be done, I don't see it, because the local governments will lose a significant amount of revenue, especially given the fact that, you know, meaning that, you know, schools will be affected, law enforcement will be affected, and emergency services like fire departments and medical, paramedics. So a lot of, and then of course the roads and things of that nature. So, you know, America already has a lot of infrastructure issues already. So if you have less revenue coming in as a government entity, it's just like a corporation. You go out of business, or you fall short of being able to provide the services and the products that you need. So whether you're for it or against it, you know, give me your opinion on it. That's just how I look at it. It's not about me being for or against it. It's just about, is it going to be able to work? And there's a lot of talk. Like the state of Mississippi has talked about, they voted to get rid of the state income tax, but they didn't talk about getting rid of the personal property tax. So I think a state not having state income tax is a great thing, but you got to be able to budget yourself, be able to have a budget on some sort of level. So whether you like it or not, the government's going to have to tax you one way or the other. As the person told me, when you die, the only thing that's promised to you in this life is death and taxes. Real talk. Okay, best cities when it comes to rental cash flow is cities like Indianapolis, Indiana, which I have a feeling I'm going to be going to Indiana this year because of the energy there and the opportunity to buy more real estate. Indianapolis pop up again as a top market for buyers. The prices to get into the market are pretty low, and the rules are generally good for landlords. Plus, people always need places to rent. This makes it a sweet spot for getting good rental income. It's on my list for the best cities to buy real estate for long-term investment in 2026. And I think it's a good deal. You know, it's the Midwest. If you can stand the hellacious winters. And there's other parts of Indiana, or they call Indy. I've just learned that because I've been watching the Pop the Balloon show which is based out of Indianapolis, what they call Naptown. So I've been getting some local vernacular sayings from the city of Indianapolis in the state of Indiana. Next, Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland rocks. Anyways, the city offers, Bone Thugs and Harmony, shout out to them. The city offers some of the best rent to yield ratios. Basically, what you pay for property compared to what you can rent it out for is really good. Property prices here are remarkably low, which means your rental income can cover your costs and then some, just like my rental properties do. So it's a beautiful thing. And Cleveland, another city I wouldn't mind checking out. Louisville, Kentucky as well, because the prices are the price is right. Montgomery, Alabama, Jackson, Mississippi. These are other cities that I'm not going to talk about. But anyways, Buffalo, New York is another one of those refuge markets that's doing really well for cash flow because it's a cheaper cost of living. It's hot right now and people are looking for good rental deals. And here are the best cities when it comes to buying multi-family properties. Mostly, for the most part, to get some cash flow, but specifically the first two cities, it's going to be for equity. Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, even though the DFW has a lot of new apartments being built right now, which can make things a bit crowded by late 2026, things should balance out. It will be a prime spot for multifamily investments, especially for properties that aren't super high end. Washington, D.C., right around the corner from me because I'm in Northern Virginia. The city is really attractive right now for multifamily properties that has strong rental income, potential and higher average incomes for people living there, which means rents tend to go up steadily. And that's just the God's honest truth. No matter what the situation may be, it is as my former supervisor says, the DMV area is a recession-proof city. Remember, the first time I'm hearing that was 20 years ago. Recession-proof city. So no matter who's in office, Business deals are going to happen there. So therefore, if you own real estate there, even though you're going to pay a lot in taxes, even though you're going to have to deal with the city, it could be a good bet for you. So do your homework and check it out. Last but not least, Detroit, Michigan. Detroit is another city. I want to check out more of the Midwest because of the cost of living. If your main goal is to get the highest possible rental income, Detroit is a top choice. It offers some of the best cap rates, which is a way to measure rental yields in the country. You just need to be smart about which neighborhood you invest in, as they can be quite different. And I think that's like in any other city. You know, I could give you statistics and talk about this stuff all day, but at the end of the day, you have to be the adult, you have to do your homework, and you have to be able to say, hey, this is the right investment for me, or this is the wrong investment for me, and go from there. Don't forget, Patterson Hill Properties, the wholesale real estate in the DMV area, in Pennsylvania, specifically Reading, Harrisburg, Allentown, Philadelphia. Check us out. Links in the description. If you're a stock market investor, an individual retirement account investor, crypto investor, don't forget to check out Webull-Crypto.com. Coinbase, all those platforms you'll be able to make some money move so you don't live broke like a fool. On that note, remember, you can't get fired if you own the company. It's 2026 time. If you don't own something, do the great thiefy things. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Make money move so you can live broke like a fool. It's Sam Spinner. Bienvenido a la vida. Welcome to the life.